Hello and welcome everybody to the Institute on Religion and Democracy, all of you who are here physically and have been partaking of our reception, and those of you who are watching online. I am Mark Tooley, president of the Institute, and really glad to host this evening conversation with Korean visitors, specifically Pastor Kim of Caleb Mission, a South Korean Presbyterian pastor whose organization has been rescuing, assisting defectors from North Korea. Pastor Kim will be introduced by another official with Caleb Mission, Sunny Hoang Parker, who is escorting Pastor Kim's delegation throughout the United States, which includes Pastor Kim's daughter and also a North Korean whom we can't name and will not show you, but has a remarkable story about his own escape, Christian conversion, and is now studying for the Christian ministry at a seminary. With more details, Sunny will share with you and will introduce Pastor Kim, who does not speak English, so he will speak for about 10 minutes, translated by Sunny, and then after his comments, there will be plenty of time for questions and comments. So Sunny, thank you so much for coming to Washington, D.C. and joining with the IRD.
Well, thank you so much for coming, and thank you for the Institute on Religion and Democracy for having us tonight. But before I go on introduce Pastor Kim, I want you guys to watch the short film about Caleb Mission, because I don't know how many people are familiar with North Korean issue or have watched Beyond Utopia. What's happening in North Korea, you cannot even imagine hearing from somebody speak, so you have to see it. So let's watch the short video first and we'll go on. Thank you.
While the North Korea regime is obsessed with nuclear and missile testing to maintain power, its 25 million people are not guaranteed their basic rights to food, clothing, and shelter. Children in North Korea suffer from forced labor, and orphans live on the streets without any help from the state. They prolong their lives by eating grass and tree bark, but sometimes starve to death from malnutrition. North Koreans are not free to choose where they live or work, express their thoughts, or practice religion. As a result, they do not know the God to whom they can cry out even in times of great suffering. If someone manages to escape from North Korea to China, they are still not safe. They must travel 7,500 miles to reach freedom without being caught by Chinese police. However, this is almost impossible without help from organizations like Caleb Mission. People must cross the jungle and the Mekong River to reach the last gateway to freedom. Unfortunately, some individuals lose their lives when boats overturn. Caleb Mission has helped rescue 1,018 North Korean defectors for the past 24 years in the name of Jesus. We do not stop at rescuing them, but we spread the gospel of Jesus. When North Korean defectors are rescued through Caleb Mission, they experience the work of God through prayer.
예수 그리스도 이름으로 기도합니다. 그러면 아멘.
When North Korean defectors arrive in a safe country where there is no risk of being repatriated to North Korea, we run the Caleb Mission Southeast Asia Center to rest their tired bodies and minds and nurture them with the gospel before entering the refugee center. Caleb Mission is dedicated to documenting and raising awareness about human rights violations in North Korea. Their latest documentary, Beyond Utopia, the film highlights the struggles faced by North Korean defectors and the vital role played by Christians in their rescue. Caleb Mission founded a community center in South Korea for North Korean defectors to come together, heal, farm, share food, and worship. The center aims to help them become leaders in God's kingdom. Your interest and support are desperately needed to save a more precious life than the world.
안녕하십니까. 저는 갈렙선 교회 대표를 맡고 있는 김서훈 목사입니다.
Hello, my name is Sung Kim. I'm the lead pastor at Caleb Mission.
혹시 여러분들 중에 비욘드 유토피아를 보신 분 한번 손 한번 들어봐 주실래요?
I'm wondering how many of you have watched Beyond Utopia.
저희 갈렙선 교회는 지난 24년 동안 탈북자들을 구출하고 그들에게 복음을 전하고 또 이런 다큐멘터리를 지금까지 10편 정도를 제작해서 세상에 기독교가 어떤 역할을 하고 어떤 복음을 전하는 일이 있는지를 세상에 알리고 있습니다.
So Caleb Mission, last 24 years, we've been rescuing North Korea 1,018 people, and we are not only rescuing them, we also spread the gospel so they can get physical and spiritual freedom. And also, we've been helping producing documentary like Beyond Utopia. We've been helping more than 10 documentary so to let the world know about the North Korean human rights situation and also what Christian people's role into helping these people.
제가 탈북민들을 구출하고 복음을 전하는 일을 하지만 날마다 하나님께 기도하는 것은 이 북한 사역을 그만두는 날을 기도하고 있습니다.
So even though I'm doing rescuing North Korean people and spread the gospel, but my prayer to God is all the time, God, please bring the word that I can stop doing this mission.
제가 이 일을 하면서 위험해서가 아니라 탈북민들이 저렇게 고통받으면서 북한에서 탈출을 하고 정글과 메콩강을 건너는 그 죽음의 강이 건너는 그런 일들이 멈춰지기 위해서 말하는 것입니다.
It's not because I don't want to do it, because this one is dangerous. It is because my prayer is that God make the situation better so that North Korean defectors doesn't have to go through dangerous journey, like walking through 7,500 miles through the country and walking into jungle and crossing the death like Mekong River.
중국과 북한 그리고 러시아 사실 북한은 조선민주주의 인민공화국이라고 하고 중국도 중화인민민주주의 공화국이라고 합니다.
So, China and North Korea, their official name actually include people of democracy.
그런데 문제는 민주주의가 적용되지 않는다는 게 가장 큰 문제입니다.
But actually, there's no democracy inside China and North Korea.
그들은 종교의 자유가 있다. 그런 이야기를 하고 자기네 나라는 종교를 허락하고 있다고 이야기하지만 사실 종교를 허락한다고 그러면서 탈북자들이 또 중국에서 예수를 믿는 것에 대해서 엄청난 핍박을 하고 있습니다.
In these two countries, they claim that there's freedom of religion in China and North Korea. But the actual thing is that they oppress Christian in China and North Korea.
안타깝게 이 시간 여러분들한테 얼굴을 공개할 수 없는데요. 안타깝게 여러분들에게 공개할 수 없는데요. 사실 이곳에는 북한에서 중국으로 탈출했다가 그가 중국에서 복음을 받아들이고 너무 그 예수가 감사해서 북한으로 들어가서 자기 가족에게 복음을 전하기 위해 들어갔다가 북한 정부에 잡혀서 15년형이라는 판결을 받고 죽음의 정거리 교화소에 들어갔다가 10년 만에 탈출해서 한국에 온 사람분이 여기에 있습니다.
So unfortunately, earlier the Mark mentioned that we were here with one of the North Korean defector, but unfortunately we cannot show his face on the video or picture. But Pastor Kim wanted, we want to share his short story. So he defected to find food when he was 17 years old, and in China he got help from church people in China, and he accepted Jesus in there. And he thought about his family and friends suffering in North Korea without knowing Jesus. So he decided to went back to North Korea to spread the gospel. And he did. And then after that, he got captured. And normally, if you spreading a gospel, that's the death penalty. But grace by his testimony, by the grace of God, he got only 15 years sentence in the forced labor camp. And then he got released after 10 years. And then after that, help from Pastor Kim, and he's in South Korea, and he's doing theology school and working with Calum Mission.
북한은 민주주의라고 하고 종교의 자유가 있다고 하면서 예수를 전한 것 때문에 그가 10년 동안 굶주림에 시달리고 때로는 뱀을 잡아먹고 일하다가 또 쥐를 잡으면 그것이 너무 감사해서 하나님께 감사기도를 드렸다는 정말 지구상에 종교 때문에 그렇게 핍박받는 나라가 몇 안 될 것입니다.
So even North Korea, they claim they have a freedom of religion there, and they said, oh, it's a democratic country. But the reality is we have a witness with us that because he preached the gospel for one person, he got into jail. And in the situation, in order to arrive alive, because they didn't really feed food, he had to eat snake, even rat. When he eat the rat, when he found the rat and ate it, that was his thanks God. God provide. That was his real testimony. What's happening in North Korea?
중국은 3일 전에도 탈북민들을 200여 명을 강제 북송시키고 있습니다.
In North Korea, 3 days ago, they repatriate 200 North Korean people back to North Korea.
탈북민들의 실상은 중국 정부도 싫고 북한 정부도 거부하는 입장에 있습니다.
So for North Korean people, they're oppressed inside of North Korea, and also they having going through horrible human right oppression in China as well.
그것은 갈렙선교회 같은 NGO가 탈북민들을 구출한 다음에 그들이 미국이나 대한민국 국제사회에 나왔을 때에 북한의 처참한 실정을 계속 유엔이나 전 세계에 알리고 있기 때문에 북한으로서는 탈북자가 가장 거북스러운 문제입니다.
So nowadays, China and North Korea put more harsh restriction on catching North Korean people and send back to political prison camp. The reason why is once they get out to Korea or America through help from Calum Mission or NGO group, then they come out to testimony about how horrible the human rights issues in their country. Therefore, they're putting more strict rule to stop them to find freedom.
또한 구출된 그들이 자유를 찾고 나서 북한에 있는 자신의 가족들에게 계속 시그널을 보냅니다. 우리가 속고 살았어. 그리고 북한은 정말 우리가 살 곳이 아니야. 이런 것들이 북한 주민에게 알려지면서 정권이 위태롭다고 생각하기 때문에 탈북민들을 우선적으로 체포하는 것을 또 탈북자 탈출 방지하는데 온 심혈을 기울이고 있습니다.
Also, probably many of you know that in North Korea, they control outside the information because they are worrying that if North Korean people in line and they know the government has been lying to them. But once Calum Mission and other people help them to settle down in South Korea, they find a way to contact people in North Korea, their family member, to tell them you guys been lied, and that actually really impact them to North Korean people to realize that their government been lying. So therefore, and also that's going to be threatened to their own regime. That's the reason why North Korea putting more hard, strict rule to control North Korean defector.
제가 갈렙 선교를 해오면서 지난 26년 동안 중국에 있는 탈북자들을 보면 거의 대부분의 탈북자는 여성이 70~80%였는데 그들은 하나같이 중국에 도착한 후 중국 농촌에 팔려가고 또 성매매로 팔려가고 화상 채팅으로 팔려가고 인권의 가장 사각지대에 있었습니다.
So throughout my 26 my missionary, and I have witnessed those human rights abuse on female. So there's mostly 70 to 80% of North Korean defectors are female. Most of them are kidnapped by human traffickers and sold to forced marriage, prostitution, and those adult video chatting.
중국 또한 탈북자들이 중국에서 그들이 자유세계로 탈출을 했을 때에 또한 국제사회에 나와서 중국에서 자신들이 원하지 않는데 팔려가고 성매매를 하고 고통받았던 것을 국제사회에 알리고 있는 것에 대한 엄청난 부담을 느끼고 있습니다.
Also, when these North Korean defectors get out from China, then they can also speak about what kind of abuse they've been through in China. That's why Chinese government wanted to stop these North Korean defectors escape from China.
중국은 경제가 발전하면서 이제는 미국하고 우리는 어깨를 나란히 하는 G2 국가다. 우리가 앞으로는 미국을 지배할 수도 있다. 이렇게 국내에서 자신들의 인민들에게 이야기하고 있지만 사실 미국에서 인권을 얘기하면 홍콩 문제, 티벳 문제, 탈북자의 문제를 얘기하면 그들은 가장 괴로운 부분의 하나입니다.
Even Chinese government claim that our economy going to grow and we are going to get stronger economy more than America soon. But whenever international world bring the issues on their human rights issues on Tibet, Hong Kong, and North Korean defectors, they have nothing to say. That's why they try to hide what they're doing there.
더구나 중국 같은 경우에는 유엔에서요 상임 이사국이기도 하고 고문방지나 난민 협약에 가입하고 있기에 더욱더 그들을 곤란하게 하고 있는 것입니다.
Even China is one of the member in UN, and also they all have a sign with those law acts for refugee law and also anti torture law. They even they're gonna follow, but what they do is not really do.
특히나 중국은 탈북자의 탈출도 문제지만 탈북자를 구출하는 단체나 브로커를 잡는 데 집중하고 있습니다.
Also, that's why in China now, they're focusing on capture North Korean defectors, and two, they try to capture people who are helping North Korean defectors in China.
그래서 탈북자의 탈출을 어렵게 하고 붙잡힌 탈북자들은 북한으로 북송시켰을 때에 자기들의 손에 피를 안 묻히고도 북한에 다가갈 수 없는 그 감옥 같은 곳에서 북한이 알아서 탈북자를 처리해 주기 때문에 자신들은 그저 앵무새처럼 국제법과 국내법에 의해서 우리는 탈북자를 난민이 아니라 경제적으로 어려움 때문에 중국에 와 있다. 이런 이야기를 계속 앵무새같이 하고 있는 것입니다.
So what Chinese government, when they capture North Korean defector, they can just simply send back to North Korea, and the North Korean regime will take care of them to put it on the political prison camp forever. So it's easy for them, and they keep saying that, oh, North Korean defectors are not refugee; they are just illegal border crossing people for the economic region. So we just have to send back. We are just following all the refugee law. That's what China is claiming.
중국은 작년 7월 1일부터 탈북자를 돕거나 그들을 탈출시키는 모든 사람들에게 반간첩법이라는 것을 적용하고 있습니다. 또한 러시아도 반간첩법이라는 것을 발의해서 한 달 전인가요? 우리 선교사가 탈북자를 돕는 선교사가 간첩 혐의를 받고 현재 러시아에 구금돼 있습니다.
So China reinforced anti-espionage law last July 1st. So whoever get captured helping North Korean defectors, now they got espionage charge and they can stay locked in prison for 13 years. And even Russia, even I think 1 month ago, they arrested one South Korean missionary to help North Korean people in Russia, and they put him in a jail, and his charge was also espionage charge.
러시아는 러시아는 북한에 여러분도 알다시피 무기를 지원받고 또 러시아는 북한에 미사일과 핵 기술을 전하고 있다고 이야기하고 있습니다.
So as all of you guys know, Russia and North Korea supporting their weapon to fight for the war, and in return, Russia is giving North Korea for this helping them develop nuclear missile.
그래서 러시아, 중국, 북한은 어쩌면 공산주의의 삼형제와 같다고도 할 수 있겠습니다.
So right now, Russia, China, North Korea became like close three communist brothers.
그래서 그들은 탈북자를 돕는 선교사를 감옥에 보내면서 간첩 혐의를 씌우시면서 북한에게 우리가 너희들을 돕고 있다는 메시지를 전하기도 하고 기독교가 앞으로 탈북자를 도우면 간첩 혐의로 감옥에 보낼 수 있다는 것을 계속 메시지를 보내고 있는 것입니다.
So therefore, they're sending missionary people into jail and put them in a espionage charge, and they keep sending this message for Christian missionary that do not help them in there.
그런데 가장 중요한 건 이 기독교의 역사가 또 기독교의 지원이 바로 미국이라는 나라가 뒤에서 조종하고 있다고 늘 이야기를 하고 있는 것입니다. 결국은 미국과 공산주의의 싸움이라고 해도 과언이 아닐 것 같습니다.
And on top of it, they're saying blaming all the missionary and all the Christian work is behind the United States. And they're trying to blame everything happening for United States. So it is become another silent war between the communist country and those, democratic Christian people.
중국은 경제적 이득은 얻고 싶지만 그들에게 자유를 주고 싶은 생각은 없는 것 같습니다.
I think Chinese government, they want to own all the economical gain, but they do not want to give freedom to their own people.
저는 목사이고 기독교를 위해서 기도해 주시기 바랍니다. 우리 기독교가 인권의 문제, 또 그들의 그 자유의 문제, 또 복음을 전하는 이런 세 가지의 일에 여러분들이 함께 응원해주고 기도해 주시기를 부탁드립니다.
So,
감사합니다.
as I'm a pastor, please pray for me so I can do the Christian work to help, protect their human right and freedom, also spreading gospel for them. Thank you. Thank you for listening. And anybody has question to Pastor Kim? And any questions? 질문 없나 봐요. So no question? 질문 없.
Remind us how many years Caleb Mission has been doing its work.
갈렙 미션이 몇 년 동안 이 일을 했는지.
제가 26년 동안 북한에 일을 하고 실질적으로 탈북자를 구출하기 시작한 지는 24년 됐습니다.
So Pastor Kim have been working on helping North Korean people is 26 years, but the Caleb Mission founded 24 years ago.
그 첫 번째 탈북자가 저희 아내입니다.
So the first North Korean defector he rescued is his wife.
그리고 탈북자들을 함께하는 지금은 목사가 돼 있습니다.
And she became a pastor now, then pastoring North Korean defectors in South Korea.
And she is a pastor in the Church of the Nazarene. Do I
Yes,
understand
예,
correctly?
나사렛 교단에 있는.
네.
That's correct.
And as you mentioned, our North Korean visitor is now studying to become a Church of the Nazarene pastor.
That's correct too. 나사렛 교단에서 대학교에서. Yeah.
The level and quality of the persecution of the church in North Korea, how has that changed over the last quarter century?
그 기독교를 접한 기독교인들에게 북한 정부가 주는 처벌은 지난 뭐 한 세기 그러니까 목사님 사역하시는 동안 어떻게 변화가 되어 왔나요?
기독교에 대한 처벌은 과거나 지금이나 변함이 없습니다. 왜 그러냐면 북한은 성경책에 있는 하나님과 같이 똑같은 존재가 하나 더 있는데 바로 하나님이 빠지고 김일성이가 그 바로 하나님입니다. 그렇기 때문에 기독교는 북한에서 두 개의 태양이 있을 수 없기 때문에 철저하게 기독교만큼은 배격하고 있는 것입니다.
So actually, there's no change on how you punish Christian in North Korea. It is hard, horrible punishment since the beginning of their regime. It is because they say there is only one son in North Korea. It is their dear leader. So they actually make their leader as a god. So therefore, if you bring, and also they copy Bible and all the thing from the Christian Bible. Therefore, they cannot bring any Bible or Christian in there because people are going to find out they're lying. So therefore they have a hard punishment in North Korea all the time.
And do I recall correctly that there are 3 official legal churches in North Korea that are used primarily to showcase to Western visitors?
거기에 그 공식적으로 교회가 3개가 있잖아요, 북한에.
이제
뭐 외국 서양에서 온 사람들한테 보여주려고.
칠골교회,
3개가.
또 공수교회,
Yeah.
그리고 소위 자기들이 얘기하는 처속교회.
Yeah. So they have 3 church, yes. 근데 그게 거기서 있지만
저는 그 교회 자체를 인정할 수 없습니다. 왜 그러냐면 제가 그 북한에 갔다 온 분이 저한테 비디오를 선물했는데 그때 마지막에 그 북한의 목사가 축도를 하는데 이렇게 축도를 하더라고요. 위대하신 장군님 영도 아래 하나님의 사랑과 예수 그리스도의 은혜가 함께할지어다. 이거는 하나님을 김일성 밑에 두고 축도를 하는 거라서 거기에 가서 예배드리는 그 자체가 저는 잘못됐다고 봅니다.
So yes, there's 3 official church, but Pastor Kim doesn't think that that's real church because there was one of his friend went to North Korea and went to the church and recorded the video and brought it to him. At the end, they finished the prayer, blessing the people in church. They say that on the need of great General Kim, underneath of General Kim, there is a God's love and Jesus Christ, and I will bless you. So what they're saying is they're saying that God is under their leader. So this is not the real church.
Are there any reliable numbers on the number of Christians in North Korea?
기독교인이 몇 명이나 있을지 뭐 책정되는 숫자가 있나요?
사실 그거를 안다는 것은 거의 불가능한 일입니다. 하지만 제가 북한에 저도 기독교인이 없다고 생각했습니다. 단지 있다면 20년 전부터 중국에서 성경 공부를 하고 북한에 들어간 사람만 기독교인이 있다고 생각했는데요. 하나님의 역사는 놀라운 게 제가 딱 2분의 탈북자 지하교인을 구출해 왔는데요. 83세 되신 노인이 성경의 창세기와 요한계시록까지 암송을 하고 계신 분이 있었습니다. 이것은 우리 한국의 국민일보라는 기독교 신문에도 실려 있습니다.
So it's very impossible to know how many Christian in there because whenever you capture, you're going to be in jail and executed. But as a pastor, he thought they were probably non-Christian. He thought about it, but maybe if there is Christian, he thought there was Christian group go to Chinese border from 20 years ago and teach them let them read Bible, and then sometimes they go back to North Korea and even they cannot preach. They probably can pray and still being a Christian, but that was he been believing. But one point he actually rescued 2 North Korean people from North Korea. But one have a really impressive story that he rescued one lady. She was 83 years old, so she was born before the Korean War. But she was memorizing all the Bible verse from the Genesis to the Revelation. So there are people still keeping, Bible verse and praying, keeping faith, but they cannot actually share or pray together.
우리는 사실 인간의 눈으로 볼 때는 없는 것 같아 보여도 분명히 하나님은 북한에 숨겨놓은 기독교인들이 있기 때문에 분명히 우리가 선교하고 그들을 함께 기도해야 될 의무가 있다고 저는 그때부터 열심히 북한 사역에 집중하고 있습니다.
So by the time I found out that, and God gave me this, this thought that, for the human's eyes, probably we cannot see, but there are Christians in there, even we don't know how many. So we, outside, that we have a freedom to pray, we need to pray for those people in North Korea.
I believe about 1/3 of South Korea is Christian. Is there a strong sense of solidarity among South Koreans for Christians living underground in North Korea, or is it not a part of regular conversation in the South Korean churches?
남한의 3분의 1 정도가 크리스찬이라고 알고 있는데 한국 교회에서 북한에 대해 북한 사람들에 대해서 많은 얘기를 하고 기도를 하고 사역이 있나요?
당연하죠. 남한의 교회가 많은 것은 사실이고 또한 탈북자들을 구출하고 그들에게 복음을 전하고 이 일에 탈북자 구출의 거의 70% 정도는 기독교가 하고 있다고 보면 됩니다. 그래서 기독교의 영향력이라는 건 탈북자를 구출하는 것은 사실 거의 크리스찬의 목이라고 해도 과언이 아닙니다.
Yeah, of course, there's many South Korean church and the probably 70%, more than 70% support on rescuing and spreading gospel for North Korean people is coming from South Korean church.
지금도 대부분 탈북자를 구출하는 건 선교사, 목사, 이런 분들이 현장에 들어가서 사역을 하고 있습니다.
So most of the people who actually went to those actual rescuing mission are the mostly pastor or missionary members.
And then finally, I hate to keep asking questions. Faith will have a question, so I'll conclude on this question. I believe it's accurate to say that Christianity in South Korea has played a central role in bringing democracy and human rights to South Korea. Is that accurate? And do you foresee that that will be true for North Korea someday?
자, 이분이 이해하기로는 남한에 우리가 민주주의와 자유를 갖고 오는데 기독교가 한 역할이 크잖아요. 그렇다면 그와 같은 영향으로 북한에도 그렇게 자유와 민주주의가 기독교를 통해서 올 거라고 보십니까?
당연합니다. 왜
Of
그러냐면
course.
북한은 절대로 어떤 도움을 주고 북한에 물자를 지원해 준다고 그래서 북한의 그 자유가 오지 않을 거라고 저는 확신합니다. 왜 그러냐면 김일성 부자가 자신이 신으로 군림하고 있기 때문입니다. 결국은 우상이 무너뜨리는 것은 오직 예수 그리스도의 복음밖에 없다고 저는 확신합니다.
I strongly believe yes, it is because there's a multiple time even American or South Korean depends on their government. Sometimes will be the same restriction, or also sometimes people just help them with the material thing. But North Korean, no matter what kind of policies toward to them, they keep going because it's not about the only communism. Because it's kind of they make their leader as a god. So and they idolize their human. So as a Christian, who are going to destroy the idol is only through God. So because of that, only Christian and prayer will destroy those idols and bring the freedom and democracy there.
Amen. Amen. Pastor Kim, it's such an honor to meet you and to hear you. And thank you for your faithfulness to the gospel and to the people of North Korea. And I'll ask my question after you.
목사님 만나서 영광이고요. 목사님의 그런 신실함에 대해서 정말 감사를 드리고 북한 사역을 하시는 것에 감사드립니다.
Thank you.
I really believe that the power of art in helping people to understand what's happening. And I'm glad that you have this documentary, Beyond Utopia. I have not seen it yet, but I look forward to seeing it. But the first the first piece of art that I ever saw about North Korea was a play that was about a prison camp that is a true prison camp in North Korea. This was back, we passed the North Korea Human Rights Act in 2002, and around that time there was this play called, I forget what it was called, but they called it the Les Mis of North Korea. Does somebody remember the name of that play? Uduk Story. Yes. Thank you. Is that prison camp still holding people?
일단은 뭐 믿음이랑 이런 거 중요한데 이런 걸 할 때 예술 이런 문화적인 것이 주는 힘에 대해서 믿고 있는데, 그래서 목사님이 뭐 비욘드 유토피아랑 이런 거 하신 것도 되게 감사하게 생각하고 아직 못 봤지만 볼 건데, 이분이 그런 북한 관련해서 처음 본 예술 작품이 연극이었대요. 2002년에 북한 인권위원회에서 제정됐을 때 요덕 스토리라는 게 있었는데, 질문은 그런 수용소가 아직도 존재하느냐?
당연히 지금도 존재하고 있고 비욘드 유토피아에 설명이 잘 돼 있어요. 꼭 보셔야 될 것 같아요.
Yes, unfortunately, the Gulag or political prison camp still exists. And then in Beyond Utopia, actually there is more detail about it. So you probably must watch Beyond Utopia.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I think it's very important. And you can reach a lot of people through films and art that won't listen to anything else. So God bless you.
Thank you. And those of you who haven't watched Beyond Utopia, you can Google it. It's on Hulu. If you have a cable, it's on PBS, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Google Play. Like, just click on it. You can watch it like anytime. It's so easy. So just take your 2 hours to watch how many hard times they've been through in North Korea.
Well, I want to thank you all for joining us here this evening and enlightening us about the situation in North Korea. I commend all of you to watch the film and invite all of you to stick around after the end of this program and the broadcast. And maybe at that point, our North Korean visitor could himself answer a few questions if there's interest in conversation with our North Korean visitor. So thank you again.
영상을 끌 거고, 근데 영상 없이는 만약에